And here we are. The intimidating, transparent border of CptnObvious means that nobody knows, except for his team, just how awesome he is. But we are about to find out as Game 3 starts for the AHGL Week 2. BlackBerry versus Cerner, currently tied up 1-1. Who is going to bring it to a side for their team? Let's find out. So far we're seeing up in the top left-hand corner for Team Cerner, it is CptnObvious, the Red Zerg. And his opponent, Cross Spawn on Frost, playing for Team BlackBerry, we have Krighton, a blue Protoss. And one of these players is going to tilt the scales again, and what's so far been a very close-ish AHGL. What I really want to see is Gardner versus Encrypted. Let's see if it gets to an ace match. It's almost certainly going to be the picks. And we've got good scouts coming out from both players. Good as in expected. Not like to get much. Oh, was that an extractor trick from CptnObvious? Interesting. Interesting. You don't see the extractor trick much. Some very special builds. But it's not looking like a particularly special build here. Nope, just drones. Just drones versus probes. The ultimate battle. Gateway first for Krighton. You know, this is a map where you can very easily just Nexus first. Maybe Forge, Fast Expand. But no. No, there's a Gateway. Might see some early pressure out of that, particularly if CptnObvious keeps droning. He has his quick hatch. He has no spawning pool on the way just yet. And he hasn't even been scouted, so he might be feeling extremely safe now. Going up to gas. Floor pool, okay, this is probably going to be pool coming up really soon, and that's not going to be that unsafe. But if it's gas and then a third hatch, I will be gobsmacked. Now there's the pool. Gas and then pool, giving you some speedlings just for some quick map control. There's not too much Protoss can do against that this early in the game, that is. And that scouting for proxies, chasing that probe. CptnObvious having a bit of lag. We did see a waiting for CptnObvious screen, so thank you, CptnObvious. Yes, there's lag, and you're probably causing it from our small sample size. Krighton doesn't expect to be him either. So if only one person is experiencing the lag, good chance that it's this guy. So once again, thank you, CptnObvious. And if he doesn't like that expression, he really should have picked a different name. I'm not sure if there's any other expression with CptnObvious in it, unless there's some superhero comic books that I just haven't read. Interesting drone block on the Nexus, but no real delay there. Probe just chases it away. You can get some very nice delay there by doing a hatchery and then an Evo chamber. Well, thank you, CptnObvious. Yes, there is lag. So far, Gateway Expand versus, I'd say Speedling Expand, but he actually did the Expand first. So we'll just say quick Speedlings. Still only on 2 hatcheries. Could suggest one of two things. Could suggest a defensive mindset against Gateway Expand. Could suggest a lower level player. Because until recently, I was just not comfortable at all with my 3-base play. And it was so much more effective to just go 2-base rather than try and fail to manage that massive economy. Funny thing to hear from a Zerg player, but I came up with innovative new 2-base all-ins just to avoid having to learn macro. And that time has passed. Krighton getting a very solid defense here. Even when speed completes, he's not going to get in. But he's moving forward. Very aggressive move out. You know, but, well, that's what Gateway Expand does in Heart of the Swarm. You can just move out and see speedlings. If the Zerg actually does stop you, you just recall. And the best result, really, is if you can force them to mass a ton of lings against a Zealot and a Stalker and a Pylon, and then you recall back behind your wall, and those lings are just sitting outside the wall for the rest of the game. But no, it's not just lings. Lings, Spine. Let's see how much the Krighton commits to this. He could trade very well if he doesn't commit much, or he could trade very well if he commits more than just a handful of lings, which are now going across the map. Probably trying to scout for them moving up the center, but he's trickily going up the side, warping in more Zealots. He has his wall very secure back at home. Very secure, in fact, with the Zealot all the way back there. It's going to be like one Zergling at a time going in. Let's see if they try. One Zergling at a time versus Zealot. Yes, he will. The Zerglings will win this eventually, but if he warps in a second Zealot, and in the meantime, those Zerglings are needed bad at home. That third going up at the worst possible time. Just can't defend that here. And all he has are Zerglings. Look at the structures. The only unit he can produce are Zerglings and Queens. Looks like with the Infestation Pit, he wants either Swarm Host or he wants... Ooh! Kills the drone in the weirdest way. Not enough speedlings against all this. And there's another pylon coming up there. So plenty of pylons around the map. Ton of Zerglings being morphed now because that's all he can make. And after those Zealots shred half of them, he can just recall Dark Templar behind this. Now, CptnObvious has the layer. That's great, but he has no detection. So while the Zealots time warp trying to get a good position, recall, all these Zerglings gonna try and run across the map for the counter, and oh, what's this? DT's in the main, CptnObvious just giving up all hope immediately. Massive psychological victory from Krighton, just instilling despair with that wonderful Zealot Dark Templar aggression. And we have another victory for Team BlackBerry, bringing it to 2-1 and making the next game match point.